You know what? I'm just gonna document today. I'll be honest, I didn't really have anything interesting to say today. I was writing on my phone just now thinking of like what video I should make. And I realized I think today the vibe, it's just not there. And I'm just gonna document. I'm not gonna make those videos where like I'm like talking about what I learned or talking about like deep stuff. Sometimes once you do a lot of those videos, you kind of get tired of it, and I am kind of reaching that point. So I'm just gonna document today, put some pressure off of just like making those videos and just talk about what I did today. I woke up, I went I went out to the sun for a while, and then I would normally like reply to my messages. I would reply to clients, I would reply to whoever texted me last night. So I'm a real estate agent, so I always have to be on my phone, WhatsApping clients, WhatsApping them back. And yeah, I was there in the sun, just getting some sun in the morning. And then after that, I went to cycle for 45 minutes, just easy cycling, just to sweat it out. I ate lunch, and then the big thing about today, I think the interesting thing about today was that I was watching this Alex Hormozy video. It's about like it's the newest one he made today, 21st May. I forgot what the title is, but he was like basically talking about using the bias that other people have of you and using it to your advantage. So for example, let's like a black guy, I think I don't know, he said something like about black guy, you know, they normally don't tip in restaurants, people don't expect them to tip. It's a bias. And Alex had a friend, he was black, and he knew that this was a stereotype. He knew there was a bias like this. So he would always, tip as much as he could, even though like it's expected of him to not tip. And I thought about how it was similar to my life, because I've heard this before. I've always heard that people think like I'm the safe dude, like I'm the dude that would never, like you would never think that I would ever start a YouTube channel. Honest, if you looked at me, like if you didn't know me, of course, like if you just looked at me, if you had a first impression of me, you would think I'm a safe dude. Like I'm a 9 to 5 kind of dude. Like I'm a pretty safe guy. I'll probably like be an accountant or something, or some banker job. You would think that I'm that guy. But if you know me long enough, you know me, like if you're my classmate back in 2016, you would know that I'm a bit crazy and a bit weird sometimes, which is just kind of funny. And I like being weird. I just like being a contrarian. I like I hate the norm. I hate social norms. I hate conforming. I don't like conforming to stupid rules, or if I see something that I think it doesn't make sense and everybody else thinks it makes sense, I'll just call it out. Sometimes, of course, if it benefits me, or if it makes sense to say it out. It depends on the situation, of course. But yeah, I was always seen as this safe guy, and you would never ever think like in your life that I would drop out of college. Like I have a pretty good feeling that my friends would never think that I would drop out at all. You know, because I mean my results, they were not that bad, but they weren't great. But like they would think it doesn't make sense for me to drop out, but I did, and I did it, because I really thought that doing it was the right option for me. Because I'm not gonna be a doctor, I'm not gonna be a lawyer, I'm not gonna be an engineer. I might as well just get out to society and start getting some working experience, instead of being in college and not knowing what you want to do. And now I kind of know what I wanted to do. Like I didn't want to be in college. I didn't want to like study marketing or business from a lecturer that doesn't even have his own business or doesn't even have her own business. It just didn't make sense. And knowing that and acting it out is two different things. I knew that. But to act it out, to actually pull the trigger and drop out of college and just say I don't want it anymore, is two very different things. It took some guts, it took some balls. But I'm glad I pulled through. Because those times, I had some considerations, like, oh, maybe I should just go back, maybe I'm just too impulsive, you know. But I went for it. I went through it. My parents were not supportive. They were quite angry. They were quite angry at me. And I was like, my dad. One day, I was sitting like right under a bed, like right under my parents' bed. Like I was like leaning on the bed, and my dad. I still remember he was like shouting at me. I don't know what he said. I forgot what he said. Like, but he was just shouting like really mean things at me, and I felt it. I felt it real deep. But I knew for a fact that I had to do it. I had to. I had no choice. I had no choice. It was either that I drop out, or I just go back to college and just live that that normal life, which I don't want to. I don't want to live that normal life. It's just not for me. I gotta take the path least taken, and if it means like losing a few people, it's fine, because you get the real people. Once you lose some people, you gotta lose some people. You gotta shed some people to get the real ones that are seriously on your boat, that through thick and thin, no matter what happens, they'll stick by. They'll be there. You want those people. You don't want people that are just like, they're good, they're there for the good times, but in the bad times they don't really help you. And I think going through that, it kind of taught me that as well. So yeah, just keep. That's why I did it. And yeah, now I'm working in real estate, and I have to say I'm doing quite well. Not bad, for a person my age. I'm earning, I guess, above the average. 5 to 6K ringgit. For my age is pretty decent. Ringgit, yeah. I know ringgit is low. It's probably like only $1,000 in the US, which is less than minimum wage. But we can't compare because Malaysia is almost like a third world country, and our currency is like shit. So yeah, but yeah, I just resonated a lot with that. Like I broke the bias. I'm Asian. I'm supposed to be in college, but I was like, nope, not gonna be in college. I just did not want to be there. It just didn't make sense. Because my dad, my dad can pay for the tuition fee to go to Australia, because that was my initial plan. I wanted to go to Australia to study. He could have paid for that. He could have paid for that. But I was like, no, that doesn't make sense, to burn 500,000 ringgit just to study overseas, unless I really took my studies seriously. Unless like, I'm like the top class and I go to Melbourne U, then maybe it's okay, I guess. But, I still want to do triathlon. I want to be an athlete, and I think like staying in Malaysia is much better. But that's just my opinion. I made a call that time, and I'm sticking with it. And honestly, I still think it's a good decision. I still think it was the best decision I've ever made. Because one, it's my decision, and no one asked me to do it. Sure, I was influenced like by some YouTube videos, but I made sure like I watched like a lot of people like whether you should drop out or whether you shouldn't drop out. And I realized like, regardless of all these videos that I watch, I would still drop out anyways. I would still drop out. Yeah. Just wanted to share that. And I mean, if you're considering dropping out, you should consider it seriously. But I guess we all have regrets at the end of the day. And no matter what decision you make, you have some regrets. And I guess you kind of have to accept that. But, you know, are you making that decision because of someone? Or is it because it's your decision? Is it your decision? I think if it's your decision, then it's good. Because it was my decision. My parents did not ask me to do it. The influencers on YouTube, they didn't ask me to do it. I chose to do it. And choosing to do it gives me the responsibility to perform well, to actually do well in life. Because if I was in college, I can just say, oh yeah, my parents just want me to be here. Yeah, I don't really want to be here. No, it's just my parents. I'm just doing it for my parents. You know, that I always thought that was kind of like bullshit. Like, why? I mean, do it for your parents, but is it really what you want? Because I'm sure, your parents would want you to do what you want, right? You wouldn't want your kids to do college just because you want them to. That's kind of dumb in my opinion. And that's why a lot of people are directionless, I believe. But yeah. Now I'll be honest, I don't have much things to say today. It's just like you gotta just show up kind of video. And because I didn't make a commitment that I'm just gonna document every single day, no matter what happens. Even sometimes I don't feel like taking these videos. I'll just take a video and see what happens, see where it leads to. A lot of views, no views, some comments saying, oh, it's boring, doesn't matter. I'm still gonna post it anyways. And yeah, and I think in 10 years, 20 years, maybe after 100 years when I die, then I guess it'll age like fine wine. I don't need the views now. I just don't really want the views now. Is it good to be famous? No, I always have that fear. Like, do I really want to be famous? Do I really want to have people recognize me on the streets? I don't know, man. I don't know. But even if I have 1 million subs, I don't think I'll have people recognize me on the street. But I might as well just focus on getting to 900 subs to 1,000 subs first, and just keep being consistent. Because this is a long game for me. This is a game that I'll play until I die. As long as I'm alive, then I'm gonna post this video. As long as I'm alive, I'm gonna try to be the best version of myself. Because you only have one life, man, and you might as well explore your fullest potential and see how far you can go in this life. I'm just curious as to how far I can go, how much I can achieve. I'm genuinely curious. I really want to know. And taking these videos is the first step. If people watch it, cool. If people don't watch it, it's cool too. It's for me anyways. It's for posterity. It's for the kids anyways. Because I'm sure that my future kids or the grandkids, they will want to see how grandpa was like when he was 20 years old. Right? Come on, you kids want to watch that. I would want to watch my grandparents. If my dad told me my grandpa had a video of him like documenting every single day, I would want to watch that shit, bro. Yeah, I would watch that shit every single day. I was like, damn, that's what he was thinking. Oh, that explains why I'm so curious. Oh, damn, that makes so much sense. Yeah, doing it for the future. I know in the present it probably doesn't really make sense. But trust me, in the future, it'll all make sense. Just need some time. So, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.